This is Dabu7. As if what we're already dealing with isn't already enough, you can now add a bubonic plague outbreak coming from China to the list of things happening here globally. They're saying that this actually began in Mongolia, spreading into China, and that the case that they're talking about here in China, a hospital in China's Inner Mongolia region, they state that this is a third level warning of a potential epidemic in the region. The alert comes into force immediately, and they're saying that this will be in place until the end of the year. Now, the person in question here is suffering from the bubonic form, is what they're saying, which causes the swollen lymph nodes and is considered to be the easier one to treat. The other form of this can kill within a day. So there's a variant here when it comes to this bubonic plague, as we've seen and heard with these other situations. There can be mutations, there can be other strains, variants, and in this case, they know full well that there's at least two branches. One they can treat with the lymph nodes and everything, and the other, which is way more deadlier. And that's not the one that we're seeing as of yet. But if this is out there floating around, who knows what the next headline's going to be. I just wanted to let it be known, out of China, we've also heard of this new swine flu outbreak, so I'll update more. Make sure to follow me on D Live, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to join us. Much love.
All praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kadash, Eda Bohana to the elder and apostle of Great Mason, who do well, a peace, a blessing, and salutation to you, Akiam, who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven, a be on the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is a praise again here on yes. And we have a news here. This news have been floating around for some times now. It is say there is a suspected case of bubonic plague. It started in Mongolia, and a certain city in Mongolia was quarantined due to this outbreak. And here, W7 is saying, after the outbreak in Mongolia, the other day, China also got the bubonic plague. See, and all of this, like 90% of this plague, they come from disobeying the dietary law. And if you take a step back and observe everything about nutrition, there is a saying which goes by what you eat is what make you. The strength you have, you see, the ability to resist this different bacteria and the virus, it comes mainly from what you eat, because that's what builds your immune system. And your immune system is a kind of mechanism which clear out these foreign bodies, including bacteria, including a virus. That's why when you have a virus in your lung, let's say, before the virus reach in your lung, you have the so-called tonsils. These tonsils, when you eat something which have virus or something which is contaminated, the tonsils try to eliminate that virus. And then you have the enzymes. The enzymes, yes, so they have chemicals to kill those bacteria. And then you have mucus. When you cough, it come out what we call that sputum, or that phlegm. We call them. It clear out your air pathway. So all of these are tied into the dietary law. See, and that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, he commanded the Israelites to eat in a right way. See, because he knows what you eat. See, the Lord, because the Lord is the one who designed your body. He knows the anatomy of your body. He knows the biochemical which make your body. He knows physiology behind every mechanism. See, because when you consider the body of a human, it is made up of different parts, and that is an anatomical part. You have the biochemicals, which connect your liver to your kidney to your heart. That's why when you get a heart failure and your kidney fail, because all of these things are interconnected. And when we come to talk about food, see, when you eat your food, if there is poison, your liver clear it and it get eliminated through your kidney, you see, and your blood circulate from your liver to your heart. If you eat something bad, that's what happens. Your immunity get weaker. Even your physical appearance change, you see. And a lot of this pandemic, so-called pandemic, they start over there in the area of Mongolia and China, see, or Japan, because these people, man, these heathen men are very sick, man, you see. And coming back to everything which is going on, man, on the world stage, this racial tension, class wars, economic collapse, World War III popping up, and the pestilence, man. All of these things are happening in a constant pace, man. You see, in a constant pace, and the Lord is not giving these people a breather. You see, the moment you think that everything is going back to normal, man, you see, everything is going back to normal, man, the Lord hit you is another thing, man, you see. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And these people who want to build in America, man, up until now, you should be able to understand this is not your rest, man. This is Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was ready, and the power was given to him that sat therein to take peace from the earth. And if you take peace, what comes, man? Fear, see. And that they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. And what is the meaning of a sword, man? The sword symbolizes destruction, man. You see, here you have all of the diseases which happened long back ago, like the bubonic plague, you have the influenza, you have all of these different plague, like the mump, you have the respiratory syncytial virus, all of this, what we call respiratory all of this plague which involves the respiratory system, they happened all the way back. The measles and everything, rubella and whatever, man, you see. When they happened long back ago, you see, we were able to reach what we call the herd immunity, see. And the herd immunity is you let the disease, you take it, is caused to the extent that the body develop an immunity to fight that new pathogen, see. And that's the beauty of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Even though a certain disease come at the end of the day, as a human will develop a certain resistance to that disease. And that's what it happened. That's the body, man. Even if you use a painkiller for a long time, it will reach a point where your body won't respond to painkiller anymore. That's what herd immunity is. And the thing is, Esau is taking, let's say, the measles, which happened back in the day, which we achieved the herd immunity for measles. That's why you don't see many cases of measles. But when you go back a century ago, the measles used to be a pandemic, a very deadly pandemic. But we developed an immunity against that. But what Esau will do, he will take that strain of the virus, he genetically engineered it to the extent that it develop a mutation That's what is coming, man. Like Hot Double 7 was telling you, we have another strain of the bubonic plague, and that is incurable. You see, that's why the Revelation 6 and 4 it tell you Esau was given that sword, man, to kill him. You see, and even if you niggers, man, try to go against Esau, you see, you take it to the street. Esau could develop a super bug and release on you. What are you gonna do with your assault rifle or whatever you have? Even if you have a tank rolling, even if you niggers were given tank rolling in the street of America, you won't do shit to Esau, man. The only one who can take Esau out of power is Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, man. You see, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, man. Let me see. See, this is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So that's what is going on, man. The only person who can take Esau out of power is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Not you niggers, man. You are doing the wrong thing, man. Because Esau have all of these different diseases, all of these different biochemical weapon he can release on you, man. And then you will start melting when you stand, man. So, going to Matthew 24:7, if a nation shall rise against nation, and a kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, and pestilence, and the earthquake in diverse places, man. You see, pestilences. That is a pool, man. So you people who think that the COVID-19 is very big for a trouble, man, you have a lot in your plate to deal with, man. See, because all of this is strain, like the typhoid fevers, like the mumps, respiratory syncytial virus, even pneumonia itself, man. You have this amoeba, you see, in which amoeba majority, like 98% of amoeba, they attack your gut. But you have amoeba who can eat your brain, man. Genetically modified amoeba, man. Through Esau, man. Esau's laboratory, man. Esau science, man, and the laboratory, man. This is Psalm 64, starting at verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of lying snare privily, they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity, and that's why Esau he take all the strain of this bacteria and this virus and this protozoa, because amoeba is not a virus. Amoeba is not a virus, or it is not a bacteria. We call them protozoa. He take all of this protozoa, he genetically modified to the extent that your body can't fight them, man. You see? They search out iniquity, they accomplish a deed, and set both the inward out of every one of them and the heart is deep. You see? And their heart is deep, man. That's Esau. That's Esau, man. Pestilence. Let me see what pop up, man. Let me see. Let me see. Let me find a good one about pestilence. This is Ezekiel 5:17. It says, so will I send upon you famine and the evil beast, and they shall believe thee. And those among those evil beasts you have Esau, man. Esau is an evil beast, man. And the pestilence and the blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring a sword upon his eyes, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai spoken it. So pestilence, you see, Ezekiel 6:12, he that is far off shall die of the pestilence. And you people who say that in Africa don't have to worry about anything. Here's the Lord, man. Ezekiel 6:12, he that is far off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword. You see, those who are in the belly of the beast, which that is the America, man, less wars. He that remains and besieged shall die by famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them. You see, Ezekiel 7:15, the sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. I did a lesson yesterday about a famine, man. The UN, aka the beast, through his witchcraft, is predicting a big famine, man. And what they are not telling you, this famine will be the father of all famine, man. You will see a cannibalism rise up like people will be eating human meat like they're eating a hamburger, man. He that in the field shall die with the sword, and he that in the city, in the famine person shall divide, man. Because the lockdown ain't going nowhere, man. So what will happen is Esau will close the city, not allowing you to leave or to enter the city. And in that city, let's say Esau, when he closed, let's say Florida, let's say New York, no person to come in, no person to leave, no food entering, no food leaving, man. What do you think will happen, man? You will die through famine. And those who are strong, like Grandmaster J, they will start eating human flesh, man. You see? This is Amos 4:10. I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt. Your young men have I slain with the sword, and I have taken away your horses. I have made the thick of your camp to come up unto your nostril, yet have ye not returned unto me, says the Lord. That's heavy, man. These two said, man, they aren't gonna return, man. Even if they see the sky is falling, and they see heaven there, and Yahweh Hashem Rashai sitting and his son, they're all black. These two said they aren't gonna breathe, man. That's how far they are gone, man. And these two said, man, the only things they are going to fight against the KK because they want America to continue forever, man. They aren't fooling nobody, man. Second Ezra 15:49, man. First, let me do it like this. Let me go to Second Ezra 16, starting at verse 2, then I will go to 15, because right now we are living in the book of Second Ezra, man, 15 and 16. Second Ezra 16:2, gird up yourself with clothes of sack and hair, beware your children. Why? Because the sword is coming, man. Pestilence is coming, and be sorry for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you. This different bioengineering disease, man. And you have this dude, Rich from Boston, he's crying about COVID-19 every day, and he don't know more pestilence are coming, man. Who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plague are sent unto you, a bubonic plague. You see, respiratory plague, man. The mumps, influenza, rubella, and whatever you can call fresh-eating bacteria, amoeba which eat your brain, man. What is that may drive them away. So you go back to where I was reading. It is in Second Ezra's 15:49. I will send a plague upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house with destruction and death. And that house is talking about America, those different states, man. Those different states, man. You see? And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and the heat shall arise that is sent over thee. thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes. And that word stripe, it simply means, man, different plagues, man, one after another, man. What you are seeing now is just a trailer, man. The movie haven't even started, man. And as one chastised with wound, so that the might and the lover shall not be able to receive them. You see? That is straight up, man. Straight up, man. See? And to me, let me finish with this. Second Ezra 15, I will start at verse 21. It say, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in the recompense in their bosom, that says the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. And that's talking about Esau, Isaiah, man. You see? What is they are doing, making all these diseases, man, so that to kill the poor, man. That's what Esau he like, man, to oppress the poor, man. That is his joy. He take pleasure in oppressing the poor. He take pleasure in homosexuality. He take pleasure in being a lesbian. He take pleasure in being a pedophilia, man. He take pleasure in drinking blood, man. You see? 22, my right hand shall not spare the sinner. You see? You see? That simply means, man, deceit will be quenched, because the left hand of the Lord is that which performs deceit, man. As the left hand side, man. When the scripture tells my right hand shall not spare the sinner, it simply means when the righteous will flourish upon the earth, you people who don't want to be light, you will be punished, man. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is going forth from his last, man. That fire is talking about really nuclear missile. But even pestilence, man, a bubonic plague, man, you think COVID-19 is something, man. Wait until the bubonic plague come, man. You think COVID, wait. And it has consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinner like a throw that is a kingdom. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandment. This is a special message to you, Christian, man. Says the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. See, defile not my sanctuary. 27. For now, as a plague come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain, and ye shall remain in them. This plague are not. This plague are not going away, man. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because you have sinned against him. See, the Lord, hey man, if you are a sinner, man, only judgment await you, man. The Lord ain't gonna deliver you, man. So see, I will say shalom. I want to finish by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakah HaKadosh, Eda Bohana to the elder and apostle of Great Miston, who do well and who taught us this 100% truth according to the scripture. Peace, blessing, salutation to you. I hope we elect on to the next.